Now that we have our surface open, we're contoured at a quarter of a foot again, and there's differences. Now you can see parking areas cleared up here. These roundabouts are a lot cleaner and warp into the parking area better. Let's look back up here to the north where this one was giving us issues with the original file. We've now got that sorted. We had to do a lot of constraining, and I'll talk about that in a minute, to get some of these things to work out. This weir here was okay, but it tried to work itself into this odd area here. So we literally had to bend this and try to make it work so they can get it well in the field. Again, we've got this median cleat up here. There's not any issues any longer there. So all in all, the thing is good. But you have to remember we started out back from the beginning because we see those landmines and we don't know where they are. And the easiest way, instead of dissecting the surface and putting it back together, is to just build it clean. Now I want to take a look at the surface and talk about some things. So let's crack this thing open and get the most recent version. There we go. And again, same thing, I'm going to run this at 3 times vertical scale and come in and we can look over here at the uh, cul-de-sac here. We're cleaned up. We've got this entry back in good shape now, so that's okay. You can see it here. A lot of little details are put in, curb cutouts, weirs, things that you didn't see in the engineer's file because they didn't need it. This customer wanted it. Does everybody? No. Do we do it all the time? No. Here's what I want to start talking about. These are details that make the difference. Take a look over here. This is a skate park section of this project. And as you can see, we have now put in all these features that they're going to add for the skate park that are part of this project that weren't there before. So all these things are going to be able to be built by the crews on the ground. We integrated this with the information from the people that did the park design. So there's a lot of detail in here that you just don't see. If you remember, there were some issues with the parking area here, with these peninsulas and this area here. Obviously that's all done. The parking lot is a lot smoother now. And again, little details. These are little weirs and inlets here that are coming through this section. But I want you to take a look over here. The stairway is set for grading here. And then we've got a section here that is meant to be some walls, and the contractor wanted those walls so they could grade and install walls. So these walls were added, and you're not going to see that in the engineer's file, and it's something that we added and were able to put in, so they've got a better chance to build this thing and make it look better. So these walls are in here now. We did details on the retention area where they can come in and hog out so they can get the drainage structures in. Another thing I want to talk about is that, I showed you the triangles on the other one. Let's take a look at the triangles on this one. If I can find them, here we go. And again, let me shut off the contours. It'll just make it a little bit easier. There we go. Again, I like consistent size triangles. We don't have too many. We don't have too few. Can you do it all the time? No, but that's what we strive for. You want to reduce the one-to-many relationships as much as possible. Look at the section here. Now, I'm not really concerned about inside the island here because that's a grading area. But take a look here at this arc. We came in and made sure that these triangles were consistent size. Look through the parking area. When you hit a radius area, we take and bring some brake lines into that. But here's the big difference, and here's what happens when you put together a job like this and build those bits and pieces. I want to show you, and I made them purple so you could see them. There we go. I want to show you the difference, and that's all here. This is the layer of grade brakes that were drawn by the engineer that built this one. Chad Lawson did a great job on this thing, but take a look at all these crazy oddball grade breaks that had to go in. I'm going to zoom in into this area to show you what had to happen here. Let's bring everything back in. So these are areas where there's going to be playground equipment where they needed specific grading done. And guess what? We're able to build that, integrate it in, not only clean up the big things that we saw that might get missed on a cursory review, but we came back in and got those details so when it comes time to put that playground equipment in, the subgrade's correct, they've got footings where they need them, they've got piers drilled where they want, and all this makes a job go quicker and easier. And that's why you probably end up building these things by hand more often than using a file given to you by the design engineers.